Hello everybody, this is SynthNote back with another video. This is a hardcore survival world in single player, but it's even more sinister and difficult than usual. Because I'm playing on the Dark and Dangerous mod pack. This pack adds challenges like more mobs, it makes zombies scarier, it adds creepy noises, and torches actually need to be lit, and they will also burn out. This and much else. And if I die even once, the series will end instantly. So what you're watching right now is me getting some basic resources so I can set up my base and get started. My thought process here is that I need to be able to craft torches and good weapons and armor as soon as possible, since I can't even die once, and Satan is about to release all his pets as soon as night falls. My main priority for this episode is getting diamond armor, since I figured there isn't much point to go out into the overworld without diamond armor. There is a village near spawn, as you can see, where I decided to camp out for a bit. I gathered up some food, and I got stalked by a pig. Now I should probably tell you a little bit about the torches in this game. So, you need to actually light the torches with a flint and steel, and they will burn out within a real-life hour. Now, what happens if it gets dark, you ask? Well, you get killed instantly by Gru. So as soon as it gets pitch black, you die instantly. There's not even a fight or anything, you just die. Now, so here I was feeling pretty confident. I was crafting some torches. I knew I had iron, but then I realized I had no flint in my possession. So desperate for some light, I noticed a nearby house with a lit torch inside. These villagers didn't want to move, but eventually we managed to get inside the house. So I blocked up the doors so that the villagers wouldn't escape to their deaths. We then spent the night watching through the windows as all sorts of hellish creatures started entering the village, looking for human flesh to feed on. The noises were terrible and they never seemed to end. I wonder if that dude is having a good sleep in there. One crazy villager YOLO'd his way through the crowd of burning zombies, and well, I don't know what happened to this man, but I have some theories. I wanted to go outside, but we had some unwanted guests at the door, and being the introvert that I am, I came up with a big-brained escape plan. One of Satan's pets was trapped inside a house, but I was happy to lend a hand. Later, I was shaving some sheep so I could craft a bed, and I finally found some flint so I could craft a flint and steel. Now, you might be wondering what the problem is if it gets dark. Well, as I said earlier, I would just want to make this point very clear. If it gets pitch black, you instantly get eaten by Gru. So it's not even a battle. You don't even see Gru. You just instantly die. So you need light at all times. So that's why it's important to, you have like a second or so to get out. So it's not like instantly, but you get a brief warning, but you don't really have much time to react. The village has plenty of food, which works out wonderfully for me. And later I decided to investigate the village a bit to see who else lived there. I found some dudes chilling safely inside a house, and I decided to give them slightly more protection since I'm such a good person. Zombies could spawn in this dark area at maybe break down the door, so I was like, okay, I'll just give them some better protection here. Being able to sleep through the night is a great thing, and I wish I could do it in real life as well, but you can't have it all. The next day I decided it was time to go mining. I needed diamonds for my diamond armor, quite a lot of them too. And I nearly got eaten by Gru. So you see how easily that happens and why you need torches at all times. I soon got introduced to the weeping angels. At least I could hear them. If you don't know, they are stone statues that move when you don't look at them, and they will jump scare you when you look back at them. And if they get close enough, they can damage and teleport you. I could hear the sound of a stone statue moving, and this freaked me out on a medium level intensity. I was hoping to find diamonds in here, but no luck. I did find tons of iron though during the first days of mining, which was great. And I soon found my first diamonds. And more some time after that. The days went by, and I occasionally caught a glimpse of daylight when I went up to unload my loot. I spent all of my days down in the unholy tunnels of hell looking for diamonds, all while trying to keep Hungry Gru on a safe distance from my person. Here I was actually thinking about creepers falling from above, and just as I had towered up, yeah, I heard one falling down. I should point out that creepers will camouflage themselves in this mod pack, and that is why it's looking differently. But I yeeted myself to safety, so we're all good. More diamonds. I finally got rid of my stone tools, as I now could afford to only use iron for everything. The next day it was time to check up on our villager friends. Unfortunately though, the house was, I decided to go for a closer look, but as you can see, yeah. I figured the torch must have burned out and the house turned dark, and well, we all know what happens in dark places in Minecraft, don't we? Yeah, exactly. But let's not linger in our grief. Back to the mines we go. I don't know how many more diamonds I needed at this point, but I do remember thinking that I wanted to get as many as I could get, so I could also make some tools, a pickaxe in particular. I was also considering a diamond sword, even if I always use an axe as a weapon. However, I was thinking about the sword enchantments, which might come in handy in a hellish world like this one. And I found some more diamonds. But I was considering leaving here, but then I was like, nah, I might as well get some more while I'm down here. And more diamonds. As I was crafting here, I nearly got eaten by Gru. And considering how fast you die, I did panic a bit and dropped everything. I mean, as you do, right? So I was like, okay, I need to just... And my inventory was full, so I couldn't pick up anything. I was gonna mine around the fire, and then I was like, oh, there's lava there, so I'm good. That will give me some light. I didn't want to deal with this situation. Nor this one. The skeletons kind of sounded like they were coughing up hairballs, but I still found them kind of scary. Since it was hardcore and, you know, this mod pack is it is difficult. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna risk it. But I did find a lot of diamonds, and I decided it was time to leave. I nearly got lost, but then I remembered that my torches should be on the right on the way out, since I always put them on the left when I go in. So I figured, that's where to go. But as I approached the final part of the mines, I saw that the torches had burned out. A rather uncomfortable situation to be in, with the Gru lurking about. And at this point I had tons of stuff from the mines, so it was time to expand the house a little bit, just to make room for some extra chests. Of course I will be building a house at a later time when I eventually make a proper base. This is just my little emergency starter home, just to kind of, you know, have a place to sleep and store my items until I'm ready to be on my way, which I will be very soon. I'm quite happy with this. I'm very glad that this village was here, right at spawn. At least I won't be running out of iron at any time soon. And I even put in a little window. And finally the time had come. I could craft myself some diamond armor, a sword and a pickaxe. All while listening to the brain-eating monsters below my house. And the next day I was finally ready to begin my journey, which you will get to see in the next episode. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss that. But thank you for watching, and leave a comment and like, otherwise you'll be eaten by Gru. Thank you, bye.